Hello. Uh, somebody like confirm if I'm audible to you all. Okay, good. Let's start today's session, guys. We will start with uh, okay. Um, we will start like today. We will start with another like creating another project from scratch. Like till now, we have studied about Docker, like how we connect you know the content the db container running in our docker hub with our project. So till now we have done that, and we also learned how we can use orms to directly create our table in our database. So these all things we have covered till now. Now let's start with a fresh project today, and we will do everything from scratch so that I will be assigning you some assignments on the behalf of that, and you will be able to uh, showcase some project after completing this assignments. So um, let's start today's session. Like I hope my screen is like visible to you all. Please confirm. Let me open my command prompt. You people can see my screen, right? Hello. Okay, cool. Now let's uh, let's create another project. Like today, we are going to create a basic what we say school management backend. So basically, we are going to create a school management backend project, and I hope so. If we are getting time, like we have time of this week and few days in like next week. So if we are getting time, then I will also teach you like how we can create front end using our Python only. We will not be needing any React and all. We need not to learn any React and all, HTML, CSS and all. So if we are getting time, hope so. Hopefully we will you know uh, see that as well. Now let's start with creating a folder that is mkdir school management. Okay. Okay, before that, if anyone has any doubt, like uh, like anything from this like this fast API session, you can unmute yourself and you can ask. Till we are setting up the whole project, you can ask any of your doubts. Okay. Mm, manage. Okay. Now we are in this project. Let's open this in VS Code. See, I will one thing I will recommend you all, like whenever you are doing any kind of development, try to use terminals, because in when you come and like after joining the industry, like in any company you are joining, then most of the time if you are familiar with these terminal commands and all, so it will be very beneficial for you, so that कि आप जब भी कोई कंपनी ज्वाइन करते हो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा यू नो स्ट्रगल ना करना पड़े विद दिस कमांड एंड ऑल, सो दैट कि आप लिए कुछ भी नया ना हो, आपका सीनियर कुछ भी कमांड यूज कर रहा हो, एंड इफ इट सेज समथिंग इट शुड बी क्लियर टू यू ऑल. So now we have created a folder, and like as uh, like जैसा कि हम लोग हर प्रोजेक्ट में करते हैं, सबसे पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे, अपना वर्चुअल इन्वायरमेंट बनाएंगे, राइट? And we all know why we create this virtual environment. See, these things are coming again and again, and for each and every project we are creating in this course, this virtual environment we will use, because this because I have already explained, because of this dependency version conflict. Okay. Now we will create our environment. These commands also, if you people have, if you people are practicing, then आपको ये सारे कमांड्स ऑटोमेटिकली याद हो जाएंगे, आपको कुछ भी रटने की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके. Now we are creating our virtual environment. It will take few minutes and then we will activate it. And okay, let's see ki, I was thinking of using this requirement.txt. Let's see if we can use that. Okay. Now we need to activate our virtual environment. So command is simple, right? Denv slash scripts scri script slash activate. Okay. Now see, it has activated a virtual environment. Now we will start installing our APIs, and we know that first of all we need our fast API. So fast API, instead of installing one by one, I am just passing it, putting space so that it will install that in a sequence. Alchemy, like you people are familiar with uh, these libraries, as I have explained in previous sessions also. G dash binary, and we will use pydantic as well. Pydantic as well. Now, why it is okay? It is install. Shit. Install. Okay. Now it will one by one. It will install everything now. It should be okay. Selecting fast API. It is now installing everything. Till till it is installing everything, let's have our Docker Compose file for our DB. Okay, so like Docker dash compose, okay, .yml. So Docker dash compose compose is correct. Okay. Now our Docker Compose this file is here, and what we will do is, I think we have that here. So let's put this as well and copy from our previous project, because same DB we are going to use. So let's copy this whole file content to our new project. Okay. Now, okay, I have already explained this each and every line to you, so you all know why we have this. Now today we will see another instruction in this. So it is basically for volume, like what happens in Docker containers. Like every time we set up the container, it will restart. Like it will lose all the data we have saved in our database, and it will restart. So to persist our data, we will use this volume, okay, volume instruction in this Docker compose file. Now we will compose, we will write a command for this volumes, I guess. Yeah, yeah. See, it's suggesting. Then we can have. Okay. Now to persist this, we need to have volume here as well at outer level. Okay. Simple. Okay. So this is new thing, volume. We can create volume to persist our data, like whatever the data we are uh, storing in our database. Now it will have, it will get stored in this volume in Docker Hub. Okay, like whenever if I show you using this Docker application, like what actually this space and volume means. So whenever you have installed this Docker Docker in your local machine, it will acquire some space locally, and it will. I will show you like how you can check that. Let's let's open that. It is not opening, I guess. Let's see if it is opening. Let's wait for a few minutes. Okay, it reached up to here, and now it will install our next library. Hmm, don't know. Okay, let's close this. We don't need this. Let's minimize this as well. Docker desktop. This is problem with this window machine. So that's why I get this window. How many of you are familiar with Linux? Anyone is familiar with Linux? No one? You all should be using Linux. Like this window machine, which is very high. Like I consider personally this Windows machine as very bad for development. But now we have to use this because we have window only in this laptop. So okay, this engine is starting. This Docker daemon is starting. Basically, it's we need to start Docker daemon for any kind of Docker work. We need to start Docker daemon, and in Linux machine there are several commands to start, but in Windows this is like whenever we are whenever we are opening our Docker desktop app, it will automatically start our Docker daemon. So here you can see engine is starting. So it is basically setting up our Docker daemon. So let's start this, and I hope few of the containers would be running in this, but let's see what's coming up. Okay, everything got installed. Now let's wait for a few minutes, like until this Docker daemon is getting ready. Because first we need to install our container, so that okay, till then let's continue with our folder structure of this project. So firstly we will have this application layer. where we will put. Okay, sorry. We need this folder. What the hell? Let's delete this and let's have this folder. Okay. So now in app folder we will have all our today we will have all our like all the files like main file, database file, model file, schema, and we will see our service layer, that is CRUD file as well. Now, okay, we have this Docker Compose, we have VNV. I think we are good with this. Till then, let's uh, start. No, it's starting. So till then, let's create our file as well that we are going to use. One will be our main file .py, and then for the database layer there will be database.py file, and for our models there will be for our models we will use our model.py file, and for schemas are basically um, our operations that like schema we all know, right? We know what schema means, like table definition. It basically means the table definition. Schemas dot py we will keep it here. Okay, very simple. uh, we will write all the endpoints here. We will write our database connection layer in database.py. We will write our models like tables in model.py, and in schemas we will define our models. And then for the service layer we will have this CRUD. Uh, CRUD.py. So, as we are going to create several CRUD operation APIs, so we named it as CRUD operation. So, see, it started, and this is one of the project I'm working. So, let's see if we are able to close this here from here. Otherwise, we have to go in the that project, and then we have to stop the container. So this Supab is also a kind of database. Um, so if we don't want to have, if you don't want to have, backend. So it is the alternative of the backend nowadays we are using in our industry. So it is like new, but I don't know how many are aware of this Firebase. So it is similar to that Firebase, actually providing some actuators, and using that we will simply able to talk to our database. We need not to create any APIs and all. We will directly communicate using those actuators and edge functions to our database. Like, okay, so this is for one of my projects that I was working actually. It's in prod. I don't know. Okay, it will take time. Let's stop this with the actual flow. Okay, creating maneuver, creating master. Okay, I think here it should work. NPX Superbase. Stop. Let's stop this. I hope it will work here. It should be working. Okay. Okay, let's see. It takes some time to stop this. Now after this we will basically we will Docker compose our container, and it will simply create a container of Postgres, and we will be able to connect with our DB. Okay. Now warning configuration is decrypted, no problem. Okay. Containers are stopping. Let's see this here. Okay, you see. So if you have done something using command and you are trying to manually uh, stop anything in Docker, it will not, you will won't be able to do that because it persists the flow. Okay, now I think this is the database we have created actually for this project. So let's start this, or let's to have everything recorded. Let's Docker compose. Okay, so we have this Docker compose YAML file here, and now we will use a command to create a container for this. Compose up dash d. Let's see. Okay, response daemon conflict container name already exists. So if you see here, so already there is a container named PostgreSDB exists here. That's why it is not allowing us to up a container with the same name. So we will remove this, and now we will Docker compose it again. Now it will pull the actual Postgres, and then it will start a container. Now it is, I guess it is started. Okay, it has started this school management. Okay, but it's same database. Okay, now we have our database running on local. We will not check that because we know the yes, there is something we have, like I told you, in previous session, key how we can check, right? We can use dbeaver, or there are several apps, pgadmin and all, so that we will put the password and this locally running you know Postgres URL. We will put that and it will simply connect our database there. So now let let's not go into that part. Let's create our database layer जल्दी से, so that कि हम लोग कुछ आज meaningful कर पाएँ apart from this setup. So alchemy, I hope today spelling is correct. Okay, now we need this session maker also. We need session with our database as well. We will need ORM as well. So from SQL alchemy dot ORM declarative base. Okay, we are good. I hope okay, now okay, it is suggesting, right? It is suggesting from our previous project key pro, you have done this, so I'm suggesting this. So we need this engine. We will create engine and we will pass the, so what this URL actually is, the type of database we are using PostgreSQL database, and then it will be followed by this colon and double slash, and then we will here this is first one is username, the user who is has access of this DB. Okay, so by default we have created admin, and we have given this a password. Its password is admin123, and with at the rate we will this shouldn't be PostgreSDB, this should be our localhost because we are running our database locally. So it should be the address, actual address, host colon 5432. Okay, because at this port only our database is running. Okay, so need not to local, spelling is wrong. Okay, localhost 54321 5432, and school is our database name. Okay, now what this session is, this session will bind our engine with our database, and it will create a session with our database basically. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to create a base which we are going to use in our model classes. Okay, ORMs. So okay, so this we have already here. Now let's define like how session will get created, how session will be there. So let's define that. Get DB. Now DB session is local, and now we know this try catch. It will try to create a connection session with DB, and finally once we are done with this DB, it will finally close the DB. Okay, now let's create our first model, which is basically our student model. Okay, so for that we need to import SQL alchemy. We need column. We need not to. Okay. So सबसे पहले हम लोग को इसमें चाहिए column. So we need column for this model. So we will use column. Okay, and we need integers. We need foreign. We don't need foreign key now because we are not going to create uh, multiple tables. Today we will see this with one table only. Now from our database layer, we will import our base. Okay, import our base. Base is basically the thing which we have created here. Okay, this is the base we are importing there in our file. Okay, now let's create our student. Okay, so simple, our table name will be student. Okay, and ID will be of type integer. It will be going to be our primary key for this student table, and index is true. Text true is basically it is going to be, you know it is going to be indexing. Basically indexing we are using for searching. ठीक है, it helps in faster data searching. ठीक है, a kind of अभी तो नहीं, like when you are, I don't know, आप कॉलेज में करोगे या नहीं करोगे, आई डोंट नो. लेट मी क्लियर दिस कि इंडेक्सिंग बेसिकली क्या होता है कि इंडेक्सिंग में हम लोग यूज करते हैं एट द टाइम ऑफ स्केलिंग, राइट. टू सी when several queries are coming on this table, like on student table कि student का नाम क्या है, student का age क्या है, student का grade क्या है, and we are simply passing its ID. And so what happens कि our because of that our response will be slow. So in that case we use these indexes. So in this indexing, basically what it does, it will search on that particular particular column, search for that particular columns which are actually helpful in searching. So basically on the basis of ID it will it helps in faster searching. So जब भी सर्च होता है वो क्या करता है, वो पूरे उस पे रो को देखता है. ठीक है, बट अभी क्या होगा, वो पूरे रो को नहीं देखेगा, वो सिर्फ आईडी पे फोकस करेगा, एंड देन आईडी पे फोकस करेगा. और यहाँ पे नेम पे भी हम लोगों ने ट्रू किया है, तो ये नेम पे भी फोकस करेगा. बट let's not create on let's not have this index for this name. We will have index for our email of that particular student. So here Okay, email. uh, Email column will be of type what it was suggesting. Let's keep that. Okay. Okay, so our email should be, it should be unique, and there should be indexing on this as well. Why we need indexing on that? Because several times instead of id, uh, most of the time instead of id, people use emails to search a user or search anyone, like any persona they want to search. So they will search this using index only. Okay, so now we are clear with this. I hope we are done with this student table. And see, I will create just one flow, like today I will tell you this student flow. Rest you people will according to like what people are thinking, that what could be the part of this school management thing. That is part of your assignment, and I just we want to what you people are, what you people have learned, you learn those skills, and you people try yourself creating the same flow, similar flow ही आप create करोगे for our teachers persona. ठीक है, so टीचर्स के लिए भी आप लोग सेम एपीआई, सिमिलर नॉट सेम बट काइंड ऑफ सिमिलर एपीआईज आप लोग क्रिएट करोगे बाय योर सेल्फ. आई वांट टू नो कि हाउ यू पीपल आर थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस. ठीक है, सो इससे क्या होगा कि सबके एंड पॉइंट डिफरेंट होंगे, सबके प्रोजेक्ट का एंड पॉइंट डिफरेंट होगा, एंड यू पीपल वुड बी हैविंग डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट. किसी का सेम नहीं होगा, किसी ने कुछ एंड पॉइंट रखा होगा, किसी ने कुछ एंड पॉइंट होगा. सो इट विल नॉट बी काइंड ऑफ कि सब किसी ने एक ही चीज बनाई है, बट अलग अलग तरीके से बनाई है. ठीक है, सो we want that. ठीक है, so one thing, like one flow I will create and few of the flows you people will create, so that it helps you people to learn more. ठीक है, now okay, we are done with this model. Now we will create our schema. Basically is where we are defining our uh, you know defining our base model definition. Okay, so schemas का में हम लोग टेबल डेफिनेशन ही लिखते हैं, ज़्यादा कुछ इसमें है नहीं. So table definition means what APIs are there, what kind of what kind of response it going to return. We will define everything there. Okay, Pydantic we will use for our base model. These suggestions are sometimes very disturbing. Pydantic, I think install Pydantic. Pydantic import. We need the base model. We don't need any field. Okay. Now, what happens? Like we will have this class, a blueprint our student create. So student base हम लोग नहीं रखेंगे इसको, हम लोग किस so this is basically the model which we are going to, it's kind of request response model कि हम लोग को क्या यूजर से चाहिए और हम लोग को क्या रिटर्न करना है. सो वी आर डिफाइनिंग एवरीथिंग हियर. लेट्स सी व्हाट वी हैव इन आवर model. We see in our schema we don't need this ID because it will be automatically handled by your database itself. As we have defined it primary key, it will automatically create a primary key. Primary key will be generated uniquely by our database itself. Now we have defined our name, age and email, and we will ask this from our user who is basically requesting to add this particular student in our database table. which is our student table. Now what response we are expecting? Student. So once our you know response, once we are done with this student creation, what we are going to return to our student create. ओके, ठीक है। तो इसमें क्या आएगा, इसमें हम लोग का एक आईडी आएगा और हम लोग का जो भी हम लोग ने कॉन्फ़िग किया है फ्रॉम लेट्स से कि फ्रॉम अंडरस्कोर attributes, ठीक है। जो भी हम लोग का रिस्पॉन्स आएगा वो सारे इसमें अटैच हो जाएंगे, प्लस जो भी हम लोग का आईडी का आएगा वो भी इसमें अटैच्ड होगा। नाउ लेट्स सी हु इज ट्राइंग टू join, no worries, okay, ठीक है। now we are ready with our schema layer. Let's create our CRUD functions like that we are going to use. CRUD functions are the actual logic basically that we are going to use and that we are going to use for our control layer, ठीक है, and to talk to our database as well. Now let's see how we are creating alchemy got ORM, import the session that we have. We need models, we need student model here, and we need schema as well. From schemas we need create, because we need to create a CRUD operation table. So now we will define a function. We will have a session. So we named it as dv, and then we have the object of this create student, and with dv let me not go with this. Let new underscore student. Let's create the object of the new student. So in new student we will have name, age and email that we will get from the user, and then we will add this to our session, basically that dv session, and then this commit will basically add that row in our table, and then dv refresh, uh, refresh refresh dv with the new student. So it will basically it will say to the db like we are going to commit something, and then it will refresh that with our new object, new student object, and our new student will get added, and it will return this as response, new student as response. Now let's create our main API, main endpoint, which is our controller. Controller is basically whenever a user hit any endpoint, the first layer it hits is the controller layer, which is this main file where we are writing our endpoints, ठीक है, where we are going to implement our endpoints and our functions, ठीक है। Now let's import fast API from fast API, because why we are using fast API I have already explained. Now let's fast API, what we need to import is depends. I will show you why we are importing this depends. Now let's import our models. Let's import our CRUDs. These all are the local imports. These are not standard libraries import. Okay. Now we need import schema. We need schemas as well, and then we need to import our. Okay. Now to uh, we need to import our engine here. So basically we are importing here everything. Okay, everything like our db. Okay, we need this get db. Get db is basically we have defined in our where I think in yes, get db is basically this session, session, the one function which is creating this whole session. Okay, so now we will create our. Okay, let's bind first our first. Let's bind our model with our tables, with our engine. So okay, it's suggesting correctly, so we will keep that. So basically what it is doing, it is just binding the engine with our model, the ORMs, the tables we have created. Now we will create an object of fast API that we have. We know why we are going to use that, because all the endpoints we are going to create using the fast API only, and it will document it automatically. So now let's create let's not just have a simple get API with a slash. ठीक है, ये basic है. ठीक है, so that whenever we are hitting our, like whenever we are starting our server and we are hitting that local server, like local 8080, then it should be saying something about our application. Okay, so for that let's um, okay, let's say here key, this is project. Okay, and in this project we have uh, the school management system. Okay, so whenever we will hit that endpoint, we will get this message like the project we are running is this school management system project. Okay, I will show you, like I will show you ki how it is running and hitting the endpoint and getting this output in our browser. I have shown you in the previous projects also, like I will show you here as well. And apart from this, let's create a simple post API to create a student and add that student to our database. Okay? So we will simply create app.post. We will need post API because for every thing like if like we need to add any new row, we will in that case in our database, in that case we will use post APIs. Okay, post calls we will use. Okay, now students don't use, चलो students use कर लेते हैं student. Okay, and basically we will write the response as well, because we have written our response schema as well, which is our student response. Response. Okay, student response. Okay, it's suggesting lot of things, so let's ignore that as well. Let's define our function, create a user. So what it does is, let's not make this complicated. So from schemas we need this, schema, like to create, like to take the input from the user. We need this schema, right? Student schema. In student schema, what we have this see, we have this this class, this base model class, which is basically a template. Okay, a template, like how what kind of data we are going to ask from our user to create a student, student profile in our DB. Okay, so we are using this student create here. Okay, I hope this is clear to you, this line. And then we are using our session. Our session is going to be this DB get DB session only. And then we will simply we will create that CRUD operation. We will perform that CRUD operation or DB. This CRUD operation, basically what it has, we are passing the DB session and object of the DB session, and one uh, we are passing the data we are getting from the user as well. So if you go here and press Control and click on this, it will take you here. It will take you to CRUD file. So in this CRUD file we have this create student, and we have this session object, and we have this student object, like basically the data, student data. Okay, now we are passing this to our student. With this student is basically a kind of model we have defined. Okay, we have defined this base model, and we are passing this name, age, and email here, and the same where it has from model name. Okay, CRUD. ठीक है. Now, okay. So here to the name, it is passing the name which is coming from here. Okay, from this functions parameter, and then it is passing object, and similarly the email. Now it will simply add this student row, and then it will commit it, and then it will get the new student data, and it will return to us. Okay, now let's see. Let's I think we are ready to run our server now. Let's see, I hope finger cross कि आज रन हो जाए हमारा सर्वर भाई. um, Unicon Unicon, what was that? What we are using? We are using app, we are using main, and we are using app.main, and we are using our app. We are using reload as well, because I told you about this reload, guys. I hope you people remember, so that it will sync the changes at once. Okay, without running servers. Let's hope, finger crossed, and this should run. Okay, so it's thinking models model.py is not found. Why in there? Let's see what we have done in this. Okay, in main line. Okay, let's not open the Unicon. Let's create there. There should be something wrong. Okay, app.main line number 5. Okay, import to model. Models are there, right? Model spelling is also correct. Then why it is saying the model is not existing? has no module name models. Okay. Let's check what is coming from where. Okay, it is coming from here only. Okay. Models. Import models. Have we used that? Let me check in our models.get find.engine. Our DB sessions. Like, okay, our DB session should be like this. Okay, let's run this. Okay. Okay. Let's check with this cloudy cd dot cdschwl underscore. Let's check this keyword we have missed here. Let's just copy this. Okay, trust this folder. Okay. Getting this error find defect. Let's till it is finding. Let's see our code if we have done anything wrong. I don't think we have done anything wrong. Like 5th line is correct. This model only. CRUD schema, everything is correct. But let's see. Let's see what cloud is set. ठीक है अभी okay. Okay, understood. Okay, understood. The way we have imported is wrong. Like the flow is wrong. That's why it is searching here, but we have that in our one layer up. So we have to say key from dot import this, from dot import this, and from dot import this. Okay. And same for the dot database as well. Let's see if this works. No module name database dot py. What it says ki remove this and let me undo this and accept these changes. Okay, so it's basically have changed. Okay, so we have done so many wrong imports. Okay, now I think it should be good. Okay, so let's UV main. Mm, okay, so now it got started, and okay, it's, our server is running. Now we will see in our database. Let's connect now with our database. It's the right time to connect. Let's see. Let's see. Till then, let's go to this. Let's go to this endpoint. See, whenever you will hit this endpoint, you will get project. Project name is school management system. Now, if you see, there is a get call and it is returning 200. Okay, okay. This kind of API, I don't know how many of you are aware of the health check. Health check is basically the endpoint which help us in checking whether our data application is properly up or not, properly up and running or not. Okay, so this is kind of that only, kind of health check endpoint. Okay, so we are good with this. Now let's see what happened here. Okay, I hope this is we have seen in our previous session, like what we like, how we are connecting to our database, right? Now if you see in our database what we have here, we go for the tables, right? A student table is already here, and let's run a SQL table. Let's select star from our students. How many of you are aware of SQL queries? Anyone? Okay, जब आप like database पढ़ोगे in your university wherever you are studying, then you will get to know what this SQL query is. So basically these are are like syntax to interact with our DB. Okay, select, update, everything you will get to know. Okay, uh, I'm not going to cover that. So basically, let's see what we have in our database. Now this select command will be running on our student table, and it will basically see we don't have any data initially. Now let's let's go to the document section, sorry, uh, doc docs, I guess. uh, okay, this is the endpoint of our Swagger, so this will help us in our testing, right? Testing our actual APIs. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so this is our get API, which is basically providing few information about our project, like its name and all. We can put anything there, version 1, version 2, anything like that. Okay, data there, and we have this student table, like student creation API, post API here. Now we will try it out and we will see what happens. So we will add the value. It is not asking for uh, ID. The ID will be getting created automatically. Okay, so now we will add this Akash, and it is 25, and it be email is akmadhiya90@gmail.com. Okay, we are good with this, and now we will simply execute this. and we will get 200 as response. 200 means created or successfully executed. Now if you see in response, we are getting id as 1, right? So if you come here in the database and if you see this id is getting populated automatically here. Okay, see, we have the data in our database. I don't know, in tomorrow's session or day after tomorrow's session, uh, that is not part of our course, but let's see if I am able to, like, teach you how we can create a, a user interface, a front end, simple page where we can fill in this, like we will create a form like UI, and like I wanted you to create a from like UI, and you people just enter the data, and when you click, it will be, this API will get automatically called, and the data will get populated in our table. So basically that is not part of our course, but let's see if we are good with our fast API session, then we will see that as well. Okay, I think this is we are good with this post API. I think you people would have got this. जिसको नहीं समझ में आया, you go through this session again and again and try to implement this these all things again by yourself. Then you will be able to learn this. And let's create another API, which is going to be our get API, like to get the student data. So, like to get all student data, let's see. ठीक है? To get all student data, let me first create a CRUD operation. So basically CRUD function. So this CRUD function is basically definition of getting all students from the session, and no, we don't want a particular student now. We want a student, we want data of all the students. Okay, why it is suggesting. Okay, now return. Okay, see what this query does. It is querying student table, and we are getting all the data whatever stored in this student table. Okay, so we are good with this, and now we will create our endpoint in main.py. Let's create this here, app.get students. Okay, it is going to be we are okay. So here our response model will be a list of students, right? So that's why we are providing the list of this response. Okay, this response schema basically, I don't know कि Python have some meaningful name. This is basically data class or template class that we already have. So what what we are doing is we are just simply creating the list of this whole template. Okay. So as we are going to have list of response. So in this response, including these data, you are going to get the IDs as well. So that's why we are creating the list of this response here in the main. Uh, Okay. So our response model will return like basically we are expecting the list of student here. Okay, now we will define our function. So I hope it is suggesting correct. Let me check. So the session is correct, and the depend. Okay, okay, the session is correct, and this session will be interacting to our DB. Okay, correct. Okay. Now see, we are simply passing our session, our DB session, and then we are performing a CRUD operation on the student table. Basically, we are calling the CRUD function only, and we are passing the session object. Uh, okay, now we are good with this API as well. If you refresh this, then let's first add few more student data, then we will try that out. Okay, okay, now use this Sia. Her age is 23 and it is ai.sia.gmail.com. Okay, sorry, sia@gmail.com. Okay, let's execute this, and we will have our second student. Now let's have a third student, that is Sarah. Her age is going to be same. Email would be Sarah that dot Tyrone @gmail.com. Okay. Now if you will execute this as well, our third student got added in our database. Okay. Now if you call this get API, let's try this out, and if we are executing it, see, in response body we are getting the list. See, this is the symbol of list, right? So in the list we are getting the data of each of the student, right? Now we will try another API, that is the get API for each student. Okay, get API for each student. Then we will end this session, and we will create you like update and this delete API tomorrow on the same project. Till then, you people will practice, and we will end this session today, and from tomorrow we will continue with our delete part and update part. And let's create a CRUD of function. सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे, डिफाइन करेंगे CRUD like get student, okay, by id. ठीक है. So we will need a db session here, object of a db session, and object of a like id of a student, which is of type int. Okay, so now this return db dot query query. We are querying on the student object, like student table, and dot filter. See, we are very simply we are writing, right? As you people are not even if you are not knowing SQL and this DB thing much, you need not to be, you need not to worry about this. It should be equal to, I guess it should be equal to id. Let's see with this. Okay, and we need not to write this first, because our id is unique, right? With one id there shouldn't be we should not be having a duplicate student, right? Because by defining our model, we have set key, this is our primary key, and this is going to be unique. Okay, now let's execute this as well. Our database for Kickstart operations, we are done with this. Now we will start with our endpoint, like app.get. Okay, student id we need, and we will return the same response, right? Okay, now we will define the function. Okay, we need the student ID, we need the session, and okay, so okay, it is suggesting like okay. So what happens like here? He we are performing a CRUD operation. Okay, simply we are calling our CRUD function, and whatever the response it is getting, it is it will be in this in this variable, and then on that variable we are checking using the if condition, like if it is having any data. If it is not having any data, like if it has none, then we are returning key this student is not found. Okay, now else what we are doing, whatever the response we are getting from this CRUD function, we are returning that. Okay, that response to the API call. Now we will try this out. Okay, so we have already added the data of several student. Now if you use this, you are aware of this, right? This is path param, right? If we need anything in URL, we will simply pass that within this curly brace, and we will get that in URL. Whatever the endpoint, whatever the API URL will be there, we will get it from there. Now let's try this out. If we are writing to here and we are simply executing it, we are getting this internal server error. What it says is internal server error. That means there is something wrong. Okay, what it says is something is missing. We have passed the data, we have passed the student ID. Oh, that's why I was thinking something is wrong. Student dot, okay, what is our, okay, student dot ID should be equals to our student ID, and we are passing our student ID. uh, let's check this out. Get it by ID. We are passing the session, we are passing the ID as well, and okay, I guess let's add this first. Let's see. Let's try it out again. Okay, so this what happens here whenever we are applying the filter, it is I don't know, some garbage value maybe it is coming, or what it is coming. I don't know why this first is using, why we are using this first here. um, Let me check this out, because I think we don't need this first here as well. um, let's see. Because we are already applying this filter, right? We are already applying this filter. It should be finding this particular ID. Okay, let me check this model as well. Okay, we haven't defined unique here. Let's try this. Okay, no. Okay, I think we have missed this unique thing here. That's why we need to have this first year, because otherwise because it like whenever it is like Python is really smart, right? So it is what it is expecting ki, like if we are applying this filter, so are all the student, as it is not unique, there could be a duplicate student with the same ID can exist. Okay, as we haven't used unique here, that's why it is happening. Okay, That's why we have to use first here. Okay, now let's check this out. I hope कि current कर गया था. Okay, so we are having this data, right? We have Sia, whose ID is 2, whose email is this, and whose age is this. So we are able to find the student data, right? Now if we are writing 4 or 5 or 6 and we are executing it again, we are getting the internal server again. Because why we are getting this? Anyone knows? Because this student data is not existing and we also haven't handled this exception properly, right? क्योंकि हम लोग ने यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली चेक तो कर लिया कि अगर उसमें नन है तो ठीक है, बट उसके पहले वो ऑपरेशन तो परफॉर्म कर रहा है, राइट? क्रड ऑपरेशन तो परफॉर्म कर रहा है, ये क्रड ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करेगा, उसको मिलेगा नहीं. एंड देन वी आर राइटिंग दिस फर्स्ट एज वेल, सो इट विल be throwing errors. Tomorrow we will see ki how we can handle this, this error. Okay. Now let's end this session today. I think it was very long session. Today's session was very long. So let's end this today and we will connect tomorrow. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we will end this. I hope कि सबको समझ में आया होगा. Okay.
सर ये सेशन रिकॉर्डेड था.
Sorry, come again.
सर सेशन रिकॉर्डेड था ये वाला.
This is recorded session, so you will get the recording. Okay.
Okay sir.
Okay. You people should try, right? You try implementing this, in your machine, and if you people have any doubt, then you can reach out to me. Okay. Okay. I think we are good, and we will catch up tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye. Good night.